Hello, this is Cindy. Welcome to my channel and to a journal swap that was just absolutely amazing. At the beginning of the year, I said to my viewers, if you are interested in swapping a journal with me, let me know and we'll work something out. Well, Lisa responded to that, and Lisa actually doesn't live too far away from me. So we were able to get together for lunch and not only talk scrapbooking, which was, journaling and scrapbooking and all of the paper stuff that it was wonderful. It was a great opportunity to meet with a fellow creator. And what I wanted to do real quick was share with you some of the napkins that she gave me. I'm going to share the journal that she gave me, that she swapped with me. And then after you watch this, I'll put a link down below or in the description box. I'll put the timestamps. I also have the journal that I gave to her, a video of the journal I gave to her. So this is kind of a two-parter. You get two journals, the 2 peeks at 2 different journals all at once. So these were some of the napkins that she gave me, and I have this one set out because I am working on a journal that this particular napkin will be perfect for. She said a lot of these are spring and fall ones. I really love these flowers. The mushrooms are going to be great. I like the apples, and the apples are particularly appropriate for me because I used to teach in the apple district. I love the strawberries, and you'll see why those are important in a minute. We have pumpkins, we have leaves. I can't wait to play with all of these napkins. I have a paper that actually is this same color scheme, and so I'm thinking I need to do another autumn journal with that color scheme. Some more fall leaves. This is more of a vintage piece. Again, this is sort of a gardening piece. This is a set of birds, which I'm also going to set aside for a particular journal that I'm working on. And then these are smaller ones, but that's going to look great in a nature journal. Ooh, that is really pretty. I think I need to do like an India journal because I have a lot of pieces that might fit with that. That would be really pretty in a flower journal, a spring journal, and some more mushrooms. So those are the new napkins that I have to play with. You'll be seeing those coming up. And take a look at this journal. We had decided that it would be a soft cover and it would be 10 pages. She cheated. She added a few more pages than that, but that's okay. She has some beautiful vintage pieces here on the outside that she has sewn in. There's a little bit of a flip here, and it's tied with a little bit of crunchy ribbon. I don't know what else to call it. You open it up, and she has a really pretty lace pocket here with a couple of pieces in it, a couple journal cards. This is a flip with a place to put something up inside here. Some stamping. She has a really cool lace pocket here. That's actually a cluster. And then she was telling me that this was a Tim Holtz piece, and she really enjoyed making the frame and all of that with the acetate. I really like that. I also like the little bulb pin that she put up here. I think that's a cool idea. Piece out of a storybook, and then Edinburgh State Normal School dining room. A pass for her dining room. And whoever did this only used it 11 times. Like I said, she's got a lot of cool, very old ephemera in here. Nice doily, an envelope that flips open, and then has a pocket here. And the pocket has a pocket, or the tag has a pocket on it. And we both deliberately, for her specifically, she said, do not decorate mine too much. Half the fun for me is the decorating. That's one of the ways she journals. So she did the same for me. She left a couple things that are just not decorated very much so that I could then go ahead and add some things in of my own. A little bit of a magazine page there. This is a little envelope. I really like how she did the curve on that. Slide that up in there. little bit of craft paper folded up to make a pocket, and inside a cardinal climber. And I told her I'm planning to do, I'm starting to collect stuff for a typewriter. So I think I'm going to leave that in there for now, meat stamp, but I may be doing a typewriter journal at some point. Piece of old stationery, envelope, a handmade masterboard journal card. She used some of that paste to make this, I forget what it's called. I haven't used this yet. I haven't tried to play around with that yet. So she's ahead of me on that one. A little bit of washi there. This is cool. So this is a pocket. She said she got these at the Dollar Tree. I would have thought it was really old because she did a great job distressing it. She added this little pocket down at the bottom. But this, I took it out and I didn't put it back. It's from 1918. Edinburgh State Normal School, Class 1918, commencement exercises, Wednesday morning, June 19th, 10 o'clock at Normal Hall. I love it. Look at this invitation. And it's so unique. It's not, I'm so worried I'm going to tear it. And I really like it. It's so, so cool. So anyway, this is, and it looks like it was attached at one point to a scrapbook that has then been torn apart and then put into a glassine bag. Isn't that cool? Okay, we have here a little pocket out of a bag with just a little card in it. Another children's book page, journal card, a little page attached to a page. I've done that before. It's a cool way of getting extra pages into your journal. A little envelope here with a journal card inside. A couple more, a library card, and a very old antique Good Wishes for Your Birthday, 1921, I think, on here. Dear Auntie. And it is, well, it was 1 cent to send that postcard. So you know that was a while ago. A cool little rabbit and a clip. And as she said, you know, I can take this, a couple pages out of a gardening magazine. I can take this and use anything out of it in any other journal, or I can just use it as is. I like these owls. Aren't those adorable? Little pink owls. Some more ephemera. Another, a big journal card, and another one of those to play with and decorate as I wish. I'm just going to put that like this for now. Cool piece of paper. 2 little pockets with little cards inside of them. Just a little place to store a little ephemera, a few little tickets or whatnot. I love this lace. Isn't that great? She backed it with a magazine page. She said these are, and I know I just bought these, the Tim Holtz index cards, and then she just put a little paper in the middle of it, a little lace on it, decorated it up, and that's the center of my journal. She used looks like a pocket protector, you know, from that the guys used to wear. A little bit of ledger paper, and there's that crackle paste again on there. This one just opens this way. A little bit of stationery that opens this way, and then she put the pin on it to keep it closed. More of those little cards. They're just adorable. Just adorable. I think that was out of a kit, but that's really pretty. Okay, this is cool. She's got a little bit of Velcro there, and then this opens up, and then inside are a couple of journaling cards. I get my hand out of the way so you can see the journaling cards that all go together. And then in behind, there's a big journaling card. And then just a little tuck space right in here. Isn't that cute? That's an idea I'll steal. I told her I love these things because this is how I get ideas. There she took one of those and folded it up, put a great big piece here, and then made a pocket out of it. Isn't that? I really like this. I'm glad she gave me so many different ideas on ways to use that. And this is one of those things I never think to include in a journal, but it's perfect. And I have them. Little journaling spots here. A double pocket. This is really cool, and I told her I'm stealing this idea and she should watch for it in a future video. You take a circle and then you fold it up in different ways, so you end up with 1, 2, 3, 4 pockets. So there's a pocket behind, there's a pocket here, there's a pocket there, and then there's a pocket in the front. That's a cool idea. Watch for that in a future video. Just have another big postcard going along with the graduation theme. And I don't know where this came from, but that's gorgeous. This is, I didn't tell you this, Lisa, but that is, I love that. That is absolutely beautiful. Library Lily. Goofy and Donald. And these guys, and there's some, these are stamps or stickers that I can use somewhere. And then another journaling card with, just got a tiny little paper clip on there that I can use at some point. Okay, this is kind of a big pocket here and a pocket here. Okay, that does not fold down. I wasn't sure if that folded down. It does not. Okay, which is fine. It makes 3 pockets out of 1 piece of paper. Okay, that's another idea, Lisa. I'm going to snitch. Watch for a video on that. Cool envelope. We are almost to our end, back to our beginning. Some writing space, some tickets to play with. Very cool tickets. She signed it, which I am very grateful for. I also sign all of my journals because it's a piece of art and you should be proud of it. Sign your journals. If you aren't signing them, sign them. Just a couple more journal cards in an envelope here tucked on the back cover. And that's the end of it. So I told you strawberries were going to come back again. I've got all the strawberries on here and that is so neat. So this is part 1 of this video. Watch for part 2. I will be linking that or be playing that directly after this one. And I'm going to attach it so it's all part of one video. Even though I recorded my video for hers a while ago, she has my journal now. And the theme on this one is nature. This is a piece of chindi rug that is holding it together. There is a pocket here on the front, and I have an envelope here that I will be including with it. It's really just kind of a way to say, here, this is for you. Let me explain something about this particular journal. The person who is getting this journal likes to decorate her own journals. She loves to do her own thing with these things, which is really cool. I have seen what she's done with some of my other journals, and they are amazing. So with this particular swap, her specific instruction was, don't decorate it too much, because I really want to be able to do it myself. That's her enjoyment. That's what she really enjoys, is creating collages and doing journaling and whatnot, and making it her own creation. So I have left this like this. I've put some things inside here that she could choose to decorate it with. She could choose to use that particular envelope. The envelope is made out of a piece of napkin. It's actually a fairly large napkin that I then put on freezer paper. So that's included there for now. but it is not necessarily what will be there forever. All right, opening up. The digitals that I used primarily, it is just I should tell you the measurements, 8.5 by 5.5. This is a cardstock cover with a sewn in binding and a couple of charms on the side. There's a stone and some beads, and there's a tree and a leaf because this is a nature journal. The digitals that I used inside, these came from Seven Plaza. I will put a link down below if you decide that you like her field notes set. And much of this and this particular outside piece here came from a kit that I had been gifted at Christmas time 2 years ago, and I've been using pieces of it ever since. So several of the pieces in here are from that. This is also from Seven Plaza. There is a pocket here with a little coin piece here, and then another. What is that? That one's that just says record date and type. That is, again, that's out of that kit. Now this one is interesting. I've been working on creating these ruffles, and with some success. I'm not going to do a video on them because I can't figure out how to get my camera down to see the sewing machine. Plus, you can see that I am only having limited success with them. I'm not really very good at it yet. And I don't know which way I want this to go, because the other thing I didn't think about when I was making these, some of my pages, the words go this way. Some of my pages, the words go this way. So, but I'm going to include this in here because I think the colors go well. But then I couldn't decide if I wanted it as a belly band or if I wanted it as a page edge. So I thought, you know what? I am going to let her make her decision. I'm going to put it here. That's my intent for where it should go. She can choose to put it there. She could use it in some other journal. It'll be her option as to how she wants to handle that. A couple of journaling cards and a to-do list in here. This is a Franken page. This was a stamp off, and I had used a piece of it before, but I really like how that peeked the next page through. I'm not going to go ahead and take out this, but that is a cardboard little pocket made with a paper towel roll. And I have put in there a lot of little ephemera, little pieces, scraps and whatnot, that she can then again use to decorate as she sees fit. Piece of coffee dyed paper. This particular page is also a digital background. I don't remember who it came from. And then I made a couple of cards. I believe that's from Seven Plaza on a piece of... many of the cardstock pages came from a kit, a paper pad. This was a magazine piece that I did a while back. There's actually a video of me making this, of me making the base card, and then I just added a piece of vellum over the top to kind of make it a little bit more romantic. This piece came of vellum, printed vellum, came out of the kit, and I used a little bit of seam binding tape here to just kind of make a nice little flip so you can hide some journaling behind. Piece of coffee dyed paper, and this is my centerpiece. I love the texture on this. This is a coffee dyed piece, and it kind of puckered, and I really like how it came out. A little bit of ledger paper, our coffee paper. This was one of the fold-outs that I made a while back, and I put it on there just to have some writing. I love these mushrooms. I think they're really cool. And then because my page ended up with a little bit of a... Apparently when I ripped and used this before, ripped a piece out of it, I went over the halfway mark. So I put in, I found, I don't know, when I was cleaning, I found a dried leaf. And so I put my little dried leaf down in there. A pocket here on the other side of the Franken page, and a butterfly. Oops, I've got, do I have my butter? No, I have them right set up. I don't know which way those go. Anyway, from Cypress Gardens. It is a postcard from Cypress Gardens. And then a little pocket here with a couple of journaling cards tucked up underneath there out of paper that matches the cover. I left that page specifically blank so that she can do whatever she wants with it. She can use this for writing space. She can stamp something on there. She can use some of the pieces and collage on there. I left this particular palette open for her to play with. And inside the pocket, I tucked a bunch of, these are all, again, from Seven Plaza. I fussy cut them out and put the little tags on them. And she can use those, again, as she sees fit. This was a fold-out. This was a piece of coffee dyed paper that I used downstairs on my jelly plate. I got the print. I actually just did a video on these, not on this particular piece, not too long ago. And then I used some of my scraps to make a little scene. I really like how that came out. Is that a mountain? Is that clouds? You be the judge. Spaces to write. A little pad here with some, that's actually a piece of old packing tape. And just a little pad with a little stamp on the back of it. The other piece of that, of the Seven Plaza piece. And then there are 2 cards here that I specifically left a little bit blank. I did not put them, I thought about putting sentiments in, and I chose not to because I thought this would be her option to pass or play. This was a leaf print that I made on my jelly plate. I did that last fall. That's a fern that I have that grows in my garden. There is no fern in my garden right now. It is March, and there is, when I'm filming this anyway, and there is no fern. The other half of the field notes. And then I had printed it once earlier, and for my settings were wrong, so it came out very pale. So I used it to cover an envelope. And so there's an envelope back here with a couple of pages that, a couple of things that can come out. And then some lined paper. On the back, there is, I used it as a tuck space, so that's the other half of the envelope. And then I have 2 cards that I created that I have tucked in here. She can choose to put them inside if she wishes. So that's it. This is my journal. I did not cut this very long piece of chindi material because I figured this way she could cut it if she wanted. She can leave it as a great big bow. She can cut it up and use it as a fabric flip inside. There's lots of extra space on here. I'm not cutting that off. There's 2 salvage edges there, and I'm going to leave that for her to play with as she sees fit. All right. So that is my journal that I am doing as a swap. She's making me a journal. I can't wait to see what she comes up with, and I will film it and put it here once we've actually made the swap, because I won't show you this until we have made the swap because I want her to be able to see it first. If you are interested in doing a swap with me, please go to my Facebook page, Junk Journals with Cindy, and leave me a note or message me from there and let me know if that is something that you would like to do. Because I think that's how I'm going to do my swaps this year, is I would rather swap with you guys than swap with strangers this time around. All right. If you're enjoying these videos, please make sure you hit the subscribe button, click the like button to let YouTube know that you like them, and the bell for notifications so you know when the next video is coming out. Until later, this is Cindy signing off.